On June 13, 2025, Israel shattered the uneasy calm of the Middle East with a massive preemptive strike against Iran. Acting on intelligence that Iran was days from building nuclear weapons, Israel targeted key nuclear sites at Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan, as well as senior military leaders. The operation was framed by Israel as an act of national survival, not aggression. The IAEA confirmed the destruction of Natanz's above-ground facility, but the full extent of the damage remains unclear. Iran reported 78 dead, including top commanders, and over 320 wounded, many civilians. Years of failed diplomacy and eroded trust set the stage for this escalation, with Israel concluding that military action was the only way to prevent an existential threat. The world now watches anxiously, as Israel's bold move risks massive retaliation and a wider regional war. The shadow war between Israel and Iran has erupted into open conflict, with consequences that could reshape the region. Iran's response was immediate and fierce. A barrage of ballistic missiles rained down on Israel's major cities. Tel Aviv and Jerusalem were hit, with air raid sirens sending families scrambling for shelter. A high-rise in Tel Aviv and an apartment block in Ramat Gan suffered direct hits. At least one person was killed and dozens injured. Israel's Iron Dome and Arrow systems, with U.S. support, intercepted most missiles, but the psychological impact was profound. Fewer than 100 missiles were launched, most intercepted, but the attack marked a dangerous escalation. For Israelis, the night was a terrifying reminder that the conflict had reached their doorsteps. The Israel-Iran conflict sent shockwaves worldwide, raising fears of a broader war. The U.S. aided Israel's defenses but faced Iranian accusations of complicity. Iran's leaders vowed to defend their nation, insisting their nuclear program was peaceful. Israel maintained its strike was necessary. International calls for restraint poured in, with diplomats urging an immediate ceasefire. The United Nations and world leaders now face the daunting task of mediating between two entrenched adversaries. The world stands at a crossroads, with diplomacy as the only hope to prevent further catastrophe. The stakes for peace have never been higher. The human cost is staggering. Dozens dead, hundreds wounded, families shattered on both sides. Missiles do not distinguish between soldiers and civilians. Fear and loss unite ordinary people in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Tehran. The destruction of infrastructure will take years and billions to repair, diverting resources from education and healthcare. War breeds poverty, resentment, and instability, threatening to engulf the entire region and beyond. The world's urgent calls for de-escalation reflect the real danger of a wider conflict. Only diplomacy and dialogue can break the cycle of violence. The events of June 2025 are a stark warning. Peace is not a passive hope, but an urgent shared responsibility.